All right, here we go. Money in the Bank preview. Hello, boys. Welcome on in.
Good morning.
Welcome. This is Ray here. Danny, you guys should be aware from the WrestleMania hangout session. All right, we're just going to do some predictions before the show.
Before we do predictions, I think something definitely needs to be said straight off the top of the bat. On Friday was a certain somebody's birthday.
Oh, yes.
So, Sharpy, happy birthday for Friday, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shake hands. Well done. So, how old are you now?
31.
31.
Yeah.
Puppy. One puppy of a man, isn't he?
He's
a puppy of a man, right over here. Jesus. All right, fair enough. All right, guys. So, to start this off with, I've got a couple of questions straight off the bat. Let's just get off of Money in the Bank for the time being. I do want to go back to that. There's a couple of matches I do want to ask you about. Danny, very excited to hear your opinion on some of these questions that I got. So, roll with me here on this question for a little bit before you give me your answer if you can.
Yep.
So NXT, I don't know how much you guys are following it, but coming up is Heatwave tomorrow. At Heatwave, there is a four-man match.
Fatal four-way for
Fatal
the NXT
four-way,
title.
yep.
Yeah.
So Trick Williams, who's a champ right about now, he's doing phenomenal. Phenomenal work. Bear with me, I don't know exact names, but the young fella that's coming up too.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
He's Get Bouncy. He's doing really, really well for himself. He's only got to be a superstar as time goes by. Now, the two other guys, this is my question I'm going to ask, is Sean Spears and Adam Pearce. That's
Page.
not right. Adam Page.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, Sean Spears, I believe, did his time in AEW.
Yes, he did.
He's done what he needs to do.
Yep.
And Adam Page has also done his time in AEW.
Was it Ethan Page? I think it's
Ethan Page? Ethan Page?
Yes,
Okay, let's
they
go with
both
that.
did, yeah.
Yep. Has done their time in AEW. Now, here's my question. I'm getting to it that Ethan Page has come in, and as soon as he came in, he made his debut and he attacked Trick Williams straight away.
Yep.
So within being in NXT within 2 weeks, he's already got a title shot. Sean Spears as well, we know that he's already done time in WWE, AEW. He came in and within about 2 or 3 weeks, I believe he was up there for a main event
he was
title
taking
shot
out-
at the
taking
same
out
time.
People left, right, and center.
So just building up to that, my question now is, do you guys believe just because somebody else has done time in another company and fans that do follow, well, fans that are crazy about wrestling, know who these guys are, is it fair for them to come in and get a title shot straight away? Because for me, I'm a WWE only fan. So with this Ethan Page that's come in within 2 weeks and already hit Trick Williams, to me, I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea who this is. But then the unconditional fan of wrestling is sitting there going, oh my God, it's him, he's come back, so on and so forth. Who is this guy to me? I got no idea. Sean Spears has done a little bit of time in WWE, then gone to AEW, and then come back.
Yeah.
But within a couple of weeks has already got a title reign. So this is my question is, just because somebody else has done time in a different company, do you think it's fair that they come in and get pushed for main event status straight away?
Danny?
I think if you've already been in that company, yes. Like, if they've done their time in WWE, then gone off and come back, yes. Not the other way. If they've done AEW, come over, no. You got to build your name in WWE.
Absolutely.
I agree. I think the thing with Sean Spears is he's got that equity of being there beforehand.
Yeah.
Plus, it's in his hometown of Canada, Toronto.
There's almost those little check boxes. Can you do?
Yeah.
Then we'll give it. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'd love to see Sean Spears win it, but I think, like you said, like bringing in these new challenges is just like a perfect way to keep the momentum for Trick Williams going too.
Yeah.
I think my prediction is he'll retain.
Absolutely.
The match will be a banger, and he's going to take on 3 dudes that are going to put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, not big names, but names that have come in elsewhere that he can get through and overcome, I think, makes his reign look even better too.
So you're saying even though that they've come in and then they need to prove themselves first before they get that, no matter what?
No, I don't mind him having a title shot. I
Okay.
just don't want him winning it.
Yeah, okay.
You can have a title shot all you want because it doesn't mean anything unless you win.
Yep. It just puts over Trick more.
Puts over Trick more because
Okay.
then he's taken on more challenges. He's beaten people that have got, they might go on and do something with like a North American title after this, or go and beat someone else for something else. I think it adds to his reign if he will. I think I'm very confident that he'll win because he's still pretty pretty fresh with his title reign. It's only been pretty recent.
And
so.
he's hot. The whole
and he's hot
that
as, man.
trick is absolutely
like
berserk.
he'll hold it till Mania or something.
Something like that.
Or whatever. So.
Right now, my predictions of who's going to knock him off, I really don't know. Anything you guys?
No. Leave it on him. He's hot as hell. Just keep going.
Yep, I think so.
Don't kill the momentum. Just unless you want to do something like Sean Spears wins it in his hometown. But even like that, like I'm not huge on that. I'd rather see Trick. Triple H loves his long reigns anyway, and so does Shawn Michaels. So,
Yep.
Leave it on him.
Yep.
Don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Cool. Good answers.
Yeah, love it.
Great. Good answers, guys. I love that. All right, to my second question that I have planned as well. So once again, a little bit of a speech that I'm going to give, but I'll eventually get there. So we all know that the White Six has come in right now at the moment.
Love it.
So I absolutely love it. I don't know, Danny.
I love it.
Love it.
Love it, yeah.
Absolutely love it. I'm riding the coattail of whatever the White Six are doing the whole time. It's absolutely awesome. But now that we've got introductions of 5 new characters, soon to be 6 new characters, it seems to me that I'm going to say the main event or the main show, which is Raws and SmackDowns, seems to be just adding more and more characters and more personalities into the mix. So with them being introduced and with new tag teams being introduced, sometimes you get other tag teams that were going to be built up, like the Creed brothers, who I absolutely like, get pushed into the background a little bit. So here's my question of, with the roster that seems to be only increasing, how do you keep people more relevant? With the roster that seems to be new guys coming up from NXT, and sometimes veterans do come back into the mix, how do you then keep the guys more relevant? Is it just a simple fact of just sack guys? I mean, we all seen what's happened with Ricochet as of late. I think there's a little bit more in the background of that, but Ricochet sort of got lost in the mix. So the rumor is that he's just leaving and going to AEW. Do you guys believe the right track to go down? Or do you believe there's another method that you can involve or bring in to keep every single person in the roster fresh?
It's funny you say that because we're just looking at the TV now with LA Knight on there.
He's sort of he was now. He's sort of
Also if you look at the start of his story, he was bottom of the barrel.
He was a security guard.
Exactly, mid card, nothing, and then they give him free reign to do whatever he wants, and he's just turned himself literally into a megastar.
Yeah,
he's still pretty hot. Like the crowd's still behind him. I think people want him to win a title this year so bad. I think rising tides lift all ships, and if you don't raise your ship with the tide, you're gonna fucking sink. So if you're not good enough
on your next jumper,
this should be
big one there.
Not too bad actually.
Yeah.
If you're not good enough to hang with them, see you later.
well, I think he showed at Triple H that he's like, well, if you're not bringing in the people, you're not performing at a good level, see you later. We've got plenty of other talent coming through, and I think people are. He's probably just doing what like a football coach would go. Hey, we're not going to give you much time in the middle.
Yeah.
If you want to go explore your options, go explore.
Yep.
AEW are throwing stupid money at people.
Yeah.
They're going to take it.
Yep.
Have you seen Sasha Banks, the amount of money, or Mercedes Moné, how much money they're paying her?
It's stupid.
It's like the biggest contract other than like Punk's when he was there. It's like mental money.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I mean, she is one of the best in the world, though.
But
Yeah,
if
but
you
she's
see
not
her
drawing-
her
not
performances
drawing
have
anyone
been terrible.
Yeah.
Have they? Okay.
Yeah. Really bad.
But
Yeah, right.
but like you said, there's that much talent. I think just keep pushing. You need new storylines. That's what Triple H is doing. He'll always continually run new storylines and keep them going. So,
But also, like, if you don't have a major storyline, like, you look at Gable and what he's been able to do over the last few years. And he's turned that Alpha Academy something into, like, really good TV now with him and Otis. And, like, is Otis going to beat the crap out of him? Or what's going to happen with Maxine? And, Akira Tozawa as well. It's just, I don't know. You just got to... If you get given shit, you got to turn it into like chicken salad. You got to make something out of it.
Yeah.
Well, look at look. They brought Andrade back. He's done sweet FA.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the speed champion.
He's the speed champion. Which Ricochet was the speed champion.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Andrade's like give it time. He'll be back at AEW. They're not giving him a runner for anything.
I like what Carlito's been able to do though. Like, didn't really have much for him in the LWO, so put him in the Judgment. He's been hell funny. Like,
He's funny.
Yeah,
He's
really
been
like
wicked.
him.
Yeah,
really like him. Like,
he's been wicked.
He's like the white truth.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that he is. So going back to it, you guys are saying if you can't hang with the big boys, cut them.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got NXT to give him another crack. Like, you look at Corbin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look what he did in NXT and how influential he was. I don't know. I just think you've got, like you said, the amount of talent you've got. You can either send them back or get them to do something else or give them a gimmick change. But if they just can't cut it, then
Cut them.
see ya.
Yeah.
Cut the team.
You look at the amount of amazing wrestlers they've got. Their roster's so stacked. I don't
So
think it's
stacked,
ever been
yeah.
as stacked as it is now.
So stacked.
And you still got guys like AJ and Randy Orton that are like old as and still performing almost as better.
And they're still talking about adding more and more and more.
All the
So
time.
it's just,
Yep. So you guys are basically saying, just to answer that question, if you're not hanging with the big boys and you're not making it, you get cut.
Yeah.
So then, on what do you start cutting people? Like, do you just be ruthless like they were in the Attitude Era, where they're just cutting people left, right, and center? So, I mean, every single year they usually release out a couple of names where you've seen a whole bunch of people that get cut. Which, to all of us wrestling fans, we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they cut that person before they gave him a chance. Or they just cut them when they were like mid-card. Bronson Reed, for example, he got cut even though we thought he was doing something good, you know?
I think that was like a Vince thing. Like, if he thought he couldn't come up with anything for him, he'd just turf him immediately.
So, once again, just going back to that, like, so do you believe do what Vince did, and if you can't do anything with him, just savagely cut him?
I think Triple H should give them everything they need to make something out of themselves. I think they would give them enough creative freedom as well to come up with their own characters. Whereas Vince wouldn't give you that.
Nah.
So you'd come in with ideas, and Triple H and the team, I feel like, would listen to you a lot more. So I think that's where, if you can't come up with something for your character and yourself, then what hope do you have?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. They've got the creative freedom nowadays to do that sort of thing. And if you can't make it now, then there's no way you could have done it when Vince was around anyway.
Make the most of your screen time that you got.
Yeah.
100%.
I think, for an example, like Cameron Grimes. I love Grimes. Cameron Grimes in NXT was absolutely incredible. Came up to the main roster.
Never saw him.
Lackluster.
Yeah.
So lackluster. And the matches that he did had, were just plain. There was nothing that made him stand out. His finishing move where he dropped on him, like on the chest, that was awesome. But apart from that, didn't really stand out to me as like being a heavy hitter when you got someone like, who I'm going to keep going on about, Bron Breakker. As soon as he comes into the main roster, yes, they have set him up, but he just delivers time and time again. And when he's delivering, he's just turning the absolute
But there's something
page.
special about him too, like the way he just runs the ropes. So hard.
So athletic.
To the point where the whole ring shifts. Like, people don't see that.
Absolutely
So
incredible.
that's what people love about him. He's just something different.
He is.
Plus, they didn't push him into like a title match straight away.
Nah.
They got him. They built him up. Yeah,
They did.
this
Smash
angry
little
angle.
dudes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he's like, "Fuck you guys! Like, I want my shot. They're not giving him a shot. So he set it up himself.
Built him up, which is fantastic. So So to answer my own question, what I think that WWE should start doing, instead of cutting, like you guys have said, instead of cutting it, I believe there's certain guys that are still in the industry or still in WWE that they need to start putting on a veteran contract now. So I'm just going to throw this name out there, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn headlined WrestleMania. He completely changed the whole night. He changed the whole match. He changed everything. You know what Sami does. He brings you in with that emotion. When it comes to Sami, what more can you do? You've headlined WrestleMania. You can win Royal Rumble, but do you need to? Because then you win Royal Rumble, then go into headline WrestleMania. You've done that. So if we're looking at someone like Sami Zayn, he's tick the boxes. So now it's people that have actually like 100% cemented their name into WWE. Triple H should now say, now you guys go onto a veteran contract and let a younger guy come up and do their thing. So even tonight, let Bron Breakker win the title. Sami Zayn disappears and goes into the background. He has a couple of months off. When somebody else steps up and says, I can't be beaten, nobody's going to beat me, I get knocked down and get back up again, no one does that, bang, Sami Zayn's music drops. Everybody know who Sami Zayn is. Everybody gets around Sami Zayn and he does what he needs to do. But in that meantime, Sami's already set himself up, so he's been pushed into the background, and that young Bron Breakker then steps up to slowly makes his mark in the WWE as well. That's what I think Trips needs to start doing. You've had your time, you've cemented yourself in WWE history, now it's time for you to take a back seat. AJ Styles, perfect example. Mate, he cemented himself in not only WWE history, but wrestling history in general. Now, AJ Styles, you need to take a back seat. We'll bring you back once every now and again for a main event. keep on going,
Which I
so
think
on and
they
so
are.
forth.
I think they're probably going to do that with him now.
Which I think, which I believe they are. Undertaker, perfect example. Cemented yourself, come back, choke slam someone, you get a huge thing, and then you disappear for a couple of months or a year.
Or a couple of years, leave us wanting more, and then, win another situation like that,
Are they going to let him lose tonight? After he's had a massive weekend. He did his show in Toronto.
Comedy show.
It's good.
Yeah, so they're building it up to as a here you go, have your moment now. We're going to take the title off you, or we're going to let you run with it for a little bit longer.
So on that note, are we doing predictions?
Let's do it.
I think we have to on that. I think that's a great segue to get straight into it, see how we go.
Minutes, we'll get them in, and then I'll chuck the video
I think we should. So what's the card matchup? I reckon this would be great, because I love Sammy's...
I reckon he'd be funny too.
I love Sammy's speech.
Look at the way he broke the bloodline last year, making them crack up. I reckon he'd actually be quite funny.
That was... Yes, I can't rate Sammy any higher. I reckon Sammy's absolutely incredible at what he does. His speech as well, even on the way here, I was listening to the Behind the Ropes podcast with Corey Graves, which they came back on again.
Good. I'm glad they are. That's a good little potty that they do.
Oh, that is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I was listening to the way he speeches and what he says, and you're just so enthralled by everything that he said. You switched on, and you want to eat up every word that he says. So
he's very charismatic too.
Oh, isn't he just
lovely?
And the thing is, a big orange hair, big, whatever else. Yeah. For some reason, guys with big beards and big long hair, you can't help but to...
Get around.
I guess, stare at. Okay, predictions. Let's move on now. So,
should we start with...
Well, I think we should just start with Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker. We're already onto it right there. And why. I do want to hear why you guys think these predictions are going to come about. Sharpy, go.
That's hard. That's a really hard... This is the one match I don't really know about. I think I can see it going both ways. I could see Sammy winning and then making Bron chase him again and then maybe beating him at SummerSlam, giving him the bigger win. Or I could see Bron continuing the path of destruction and destroying him. And then, like you said, maybe Sammy comes back at a later date and has another crack at him. I'm going to pick Sammy.
Oh, okay.
For another underdog win, because that's what he does. And he's also from Canada.
How does he win?
A sneaky roll-up pin.
Oh, okay.
To catch Bron off guard.
Yep.
That's
your prediction.
Official pick.
Danny.
I'm going left field. I'm going Sammy. Disqualification.
Yeah,
good. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Bron loses it.
Yep.
Tries to pin him a couple times, doesn't get it, loses his and grabs a chair or something and gets disqualified.
So the rage disqualification type thing.
Also
and that leads on to some... Yeah.
Protects Bron too, because you can still make him.
And then they lead on to a SummerSlam match.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to go, I love Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker is my guy.
Aren't you Bron Breakker?
I am pretty much I pretty much am Bron Breakker off of Wish. So I love Bron Breakker. I do want him to have a title, and I think his title reign would be absolutely incredible. Yeah. Not yet, though.
Yes. Okay.
I
so
think
we're all in agreement.
Sammy is going to win, but Sammy's going to win from interference from Ludwig Kaiser.
And maybe Ricochet will pop up.
Maybe Ricochet will pop up. Maybe Sheamus will pop up. Yeah. I think someone's going to come in and drop Bron Breakker. So Bron Breakker then goes onto a feud with them, and Bron Breakker will get his time later on down the track. Yeah, I don't think it's Bron Breakker's time yet. But I think Bron Breakker is just going to absolutely annihilate Sammy. But once again, Sammy's going to bring that emotion into it and just keep getting back up. Yep. And keep getting back up and keep getting back up. And then when Bron hits his final spear, goes up and does his thing, he'll turn around, bang, Sheamus will hit him, drop him, something else will happen. Bron will then get up, be stumbled in the corner and look up and eats a boot from Sammy. That's 1, 2, 3. My predictions is Sami Zayn.
I like it. Let's go the Bloodline versus Cody, Kevin, and Randy. I want to know which members of the Bloodline, because it's only a 6-man tag, so someone will be on the outside, and who wins and how.
I think before we do that, before we get onto this prediction, can we talk about the new Bloodline a little bit first?
I love it.
You do love it?
I love it.
Yep.
Jacob Fatu is amazing. Have you seen the shit?
I have seen it. I think everybody's seen it. God. Incredible.
So I think the inclusion of him. I think the Tongans are a little bit bland, but they haven't had any chance yet to speak or do anything of any relevance.
Yeah.
They've only been around for a month, And same with Jacob. Like Jacob's gonna set the world on fire. And I loved what they've done with Heyman and with the I don't know what they call it, the tribal.
You are not my tribal chief.
You are not my tribal chief.
Oh, wasn't that
Fantastic.
so good?
Fantastic.
Heyman's just incredible.
Solo's the new tribal chief, and I think there's a chance where we're just gonna have the rest of the year we're gonna be spoiled with bloodline stuff going on. I think it's gonna be fantastic. I think there's a million ways you can go with this group going forward, and I'm just so excited for it. It's going to be great.
Good. Okay, Danny, bloodline.
I'm going a Roman Reigns interference
Tonight?
tonight.
Wow, okay.
Calling it.
Yeah.
With after I think you both may have missed it, but Kevin Owens is. Oh no, on SmackDown last night.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens
His mum's not well.
Yep.
Yep. So Kevin Owens for the pin.
Yep.
On Solo.
Wow.
I
So
like that.
Danny's prediction. Okay. Yep.
I like that.
Bang.
I can't argue with that. I saw that promo he cut, and it was like quite an emotional promo. And he said his mum wasn't doing very well, so and I think one of the things I like is Triple H is very empathetic with that sort of stuff, and I think he would, if it goes along with the story they were already going to tell. I don't say Randy was going to pin him. I don't think he'd have any problem switching it up so that Kevin's mum could have something to look at and be happy about. So, I like that too. I was thinking when you said Roman coming out, I was like, nah, there's no way at Money in the Bank. But then, you cast your mind back 2 years, I had Cena come back at Money in the Bank. When Roman had just defended the title, and Cena had just come back.
And he come back, and that set up the SummerSlam match.
Exactly.
That
and
it
the
did.
crowd went mental, so I think you're onto something, because I think if they bring back Roman for SummerSlam, you bring him out tonight.
Well, SummerSlam's one of the biggest nights of the year.
It's like the second biggest one.
Yeah. So, I mean, why not? You pretty much got WrestleMania. I'm going to say Royal Rumble just because it's one of my favourites. But, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam is pretty much level, isn't it? You know? So these things, I can understand. All right, so I just want to touch on the Bloodline real quick. I'm not loving it. I don't know. There's something it's missing something. I'm not enthralled by it. I'm not like, let's do it. Let's get into it. Solo, I think, is still missing a little bit of his mic work. Fatu just come in and wrecked everyone. I've seen everything that he's done, and I do love that. And like you said, the other two Samoans that are in the background, too quiet right now at the moment. They haven't done anything. The only thing they've said is, I love you, my tribal chief. I acknowledge you. That's really only it. So my predictions for tonight, I'm hoping the two Samoans get a match with Solo. I don't want Solo to be in the background. I think it's a bit too soon to push the new Fatu, the new enforcer.
Leave Fatu on the outside.
I think leave him on the outside. I think it's a bit too soon to push Fatu right now at the moment. Leave him on the outside, do a dirty spike every now and again, push someone over every now and again and whatever.
Here's something from left field. What about the other... What's the other one that's meant to be joining him?
There's another one too.
Well, there's meant to be two that I hear of.
Yeah.
There's meant to be two. And then the other day I heard there was twins that were in there as well or something.
That's so good.
Twin girls,
There's one that they just trademarked his name and he's due to start very soon.
Interesting.
So
I know that they held off on Jacob too. I know they held off on him because they were nervous that Jacob was going to take the spotlight away from Solo.
Yes.
Because he's so good on the mic as well. Solo, they're trying to build up, obviously.
Yeah.
I think they were worried that Jacob was going to take the spotlight away from him. So I don't know. I think I could see. There's plenty.
It's not going to be. It's not just going to be an even flow match. So we know that.
Nah,
There's going to be.
It's all over the shop.
Yeah.
So just
who's winning for you? Though?
My predictions. I reckon it's going to be, Kevin, Randy, and Cody. But I think there's going to be, because they're teasing it already, a little bit of a Randy-Cody moment there.
Yeah.
Where something happens. Because they are teasing it.
Because at Mania, he picked him up and kind of gave him a little look. And then at the Paris show, or was it the last show, he kind of came out at the end, helped get rid of the bloodline, and then he had the title and he kind of looked at it. And I was like, there's so much you
But
can
not
do with
only that, there was SmackDown a little while ago, and Cody was saying, I want someone to step up who I think's going to be a good... opponent and do whatever, and Randy sort of stopped and was like, I'll leave that one alone. Even walking out to the ring on SmackDown just the other day, Cody had the belt on his shoulder, Randy's walking behind him staring at the belt too, just a little bit, and then looks back up again. So they're giving us these little teasers. So to me, I think there's going to be a little bit of a Cody-Randy moment. Not a lot, but just a little bit of a taste of it.
Something down the line.
And I believe to get the win, it's going to be I reckon Kevin rolling somebody up.
Yeah, just a quick sneaky.
Just a quick sneaky on one of the Samoans rolling somebody up. So
The entire landscape of WWE
is about to change.
this is Triple H is saying something right now. So there's going to be some type of a surprise
Something's going to go on.
that's going to bring it in.
Well,
which
Trish
is
Stratus is the
absolute-
host too.
Yeah.
That was out of left field, wasn't
That was
it?
random, but I
Yeah.
love it.
You
know
She's
what?
such royalty.
Yeah.
I had a random thought on the way here. Edge's injury is not fully true. In Toronto, he's had a short-term contract with AEW.
Was it short term?
It was a short-term contract.
Okay.
Maybe his broken leg is not actually.
Broken leg. Oh.
That's a complete left field
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
because they've been showing a lot of in the build-up, a lot of his highlights.
Yeah,
of
they
Money in the
did.
Bank
They
stuff.
showed him with the Sheamus his last match there, and
Yep, and then the
I don't mind it.
Mm.
Don't mind it.
We'll go on to that, Sharpie. I think that's a bloody great. I love that, Danny. Go on to that, Sharpie. Like, do you think they could set that up? Do you reckon something there could come about of that?
I honestly don't know enough about it. The whole AEW situation I've turned off of. I honestly, anytime something comes up of it, I just skip it. I don't pay too much attention to it anymore. I did see him jump off that cage and he had an awkward landing, but it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't look super bad. Like it wasn't like anything horrendous. So yeah, that could be a good way to write him off TV. Wasn't he the TNT champ? Or did they get rid of that?
He was a champ. I don't know if he's still the champ.
No, I
but
don't think he's the
They
champion.
took
He
it off
lost
him
it,
and
did he?
someone else has
Okay.
got it. So maybe you're right. Maybe there could be something. Or, I'm trying to think of someone else that might be bigger that's from Canada. But yeah, I don't know. Like they're gonna have Trish host. They're gonna I don't know. I can't think of-
Naomi is in the ladder match, isn't she?
Yeah,
She's in the ladder match. So then there's a Canadian right there.
yeah.
That'll be actually. No, we won't go into that just yet. So, just going on to with Edge though, he left WWE because he's done everything that he could do in WWE. He headlined main event WrestleMania with Bryan Danielson
And Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a bigger name than Roman Reigns, but at the same time, Bryan Danielson is just such a technically damn good wrestler in the ring, and that's what Edge, Adam, whatever you want to call him, absolutely loves as well.
Yep.
So who knows? All right, so we're getting off it a little bit. Let's go back onto more predictions.
Yep. Let's go. Well, we've only got two others, so it's a 3-match card. We've got the men's World Heavyweight Championship match: Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins.
Go, guys. Predictions.
Well, as I said earlier, I'll lead my prediction off the Money in the Bank match because I think Drew McIntyre will win the Money in the Bank match, cash in tonight, make it a triple threat against Seth and Damian. Punk will interfere. Seth will pin Drew.
So that's two predictions in one.
Yep.
2 in 1, Danny.
I
So
like
just
it.
repeat that again. Drew McIntyre's going to win.
Win Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Cash in tonight.
Yep.
Make it a triple threat.
Yep.
Punk will interfere, take Drew out in some way. Seth will pin Drew to win it. So Damian will lose his title, not being pinned.
Which he'll then bring up later on down the track.
And he will be out of the Judgment Day as well.
And then they'll probably turn him face or something.
Which will set up Finn and,
And
Priest,
Priest.
which will be an absolute banger of a match, won't it? Those two blokes will bring it.
Yeah, because
I
they've
know
already started leading and them a bit of feud between them.
He keeps
a
telling
little
them to
bit.
go away,
Yeah. We are running out of time here, Sharpie, but go. Predictions.
I think it's hard. I think Punk might cost Drew the Money in the Bank. I think Logan Paul will cost LA Knight the Money in the Bank. And I think the Wyatt Six are going to come and eliminate Gable. Which leaves Andrade, Hayes, and the Yeet Man. I think the Yeet Man will take it home.
He's taking it.
Yeah.
He's taking it. Yeet is taking it.
Yeet's taking it. Damien, I reckon, will retain. I think.
But so your prediction is the Yeet is taking it. Elaborate on that more. Why do you think he's going to take it?
Because he's so hot, man. He's just done such a good job for himself, and he can go after this world title, no dramas. I think if it's on Priest or if it's on someone of that level, I think Jey Uso's there with him.
Jey
He's
Uso's
great on the
world class.
mic. He's hot as.
Hot as.
He's at that level, at that world title level. I think he's there. He's not Cody Rhodes WWE Championship level, but
No,
I
he's
think
not undisputed.
that world title right there, I think he's fine to go for. Like that match they had wasn't amazing, but it was good. The crowd was hot. The crowd was hot, and they wanted Jay to win so bad.
So bad.
So I think that's why I'm going to lead in and say Damien will retain the world title tonight, and I think Jay will win the Money in the Bank.
There you go.
Cash in way down the line.
2 predictions in 1. There we go. We're
What
doing
about
it.
yourself?
I think Damien's going to retain tonight. It's going to be a banger of a match,
Yeah.
but Damien's going to do a quick roll-up on Seth. I don't think there's going to be any interference. I don't think there's going to be anything like that. I think it's just going to be an absolute banger of a match. Actually, sorry, I'm going to take that back. I think Judgment Day may come out. There may be a little bit. And then all of a sudden, Damien does a quick roll-up for a quick win somewhere along the line. So then Seth's still in the picture, but then Seth can disappear again. Because in Seth's absentee, he still wasn't forgotten about. I mean, it's Seth friggin' Rollins. Everybody loves him, so he can disappear once again. I think he came back a little bit too soon, but that's just my opinion. I think he came back a little bit too soon.
Yeah, so do I agree. That's why I don't think he'll win it.
I think Damien's going to go for the win, but there is going to be some type of interference. Finn Balor, as we're watching right now. The ladder match, the men's ladder match, is going to be an absolute effing banger. How good is this match going to be? I'm so excited for this.
I can't wait.
I love how Trips is putting people in there like Andrade, Gable. These guys are going to show up.
Gable's
You don't
going to
have
do something mental.
mental.
I can see him
Absolutely
doing like
mental.
a back suplex off of a ladder onto another one.
Absolutely.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
only
good.
like the big names for me that's in there right now, who's like obviously already been a world champion or whatever, is Drew McIntyre. Yeah. I think they sort of threw him in the mix because you know how reliable Drew is, but at the same time, I think they threw Drew into the mix because they are setting up something, like you said, Danny. But my prediction is LA Knight. I love it. Time.
I want him to win it so bad.
It is his time.
Yes, I agree.
And I can just see him holding the briefcase up and saying L.A. Knight as he's got a briefcase in his hand.
I want him to win it.
Turn the briefcase red or turn the briefcase yellow or something like that. Yeah. I think L.A. Knight would just really, really suit walking around with it in his hand. Yeah. Jey Uso, will he suit a briefcase? No, he won't. Would Jey Uso cash in to make a banger of a cash in? Absolutely. But I think LA Knight is going to kind of do what Damian Priest did. And
for a while.
You're going to have it for a while and maybe sort of forget about it. But in the background, he's still going to walk out with it and put it down. And at the last moment, then cash in.
That looks like one of the Tongans might be.
Yeah, one of the Tongans looks out.
Far 2's going to be in the match.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
All right, fair enough.
All right, we got 5 minutes.
I just on your Jay, I don't think Jay's going to win it because I think they're going to set up a Roman with the two Usos going their own bloodline.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that too. Fuck. All right.
So Danny's set on Roman coming back tonight.
Well, it's just, and I didn't even think about it, but your comment about Cena coming up with Money in the Bank and setting up SummerSlam, I think, that's Triple H loves to set it up.
Yeah, he does.
So him coming tonight, even if it's just for a few minutes to do something.
Yeah. One spear and then just like leave, and then like they can lose their minds on TV for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Or something.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
They'll highlight reel the crap out of that. Sharpie, real quick, is Roman coming back tonight?
No.
Me, Roman's not coming back tonight. But, hey, like Danny, you just said, that was set up for something absolutely mental if he does come back tonight. We're losing time now.
One more match.
Last match.
Who wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and why is it Chelsea Green?
And why is it Chelsea Green? So is that your prediction right
there?
Chelsea
Green! Yes.
So, okay, go on that.
Give her
Why?
the briefcase, man. She's
Real quick.
amazing. She's done the best work. I love her so much. She's the biggest pain in the best way possible. I'd just give it to her.
Instead of prediction, I would hate for Naomi to win it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's had her time.
It is
Had her
in Canada,
time,
though,
the whole
you know.
her and Bailey thing, I think, don't do it.
Well, we're starting.
Yeah. Hang on,
Okay.
real quick. Danny, go for it, mate.
Chelsea Green. She's deserving of it.
Really?
Yeah, put in the effort.
Or is it Tiffy time?
I'm going to say this right now. To end this right here, it is Tiffy's time. All right, let's stop this.
Thanks,
Straight
legends.
into the live stream.
Let's
Hope
do
you
this.
guys enjoyed it. Comment, put it down. We love hearing conversations. We love hearing questions. We're going to get straight into the live stream. Peace.
Peace.